Welcome to the New School of Marketing podcast, the place for smart, simple strategies that will amplify your business results. Sharing practical tips, insider knowledge, and actionable advice because marketing is something that every business owner can do. Now, let's get started. Introducing your host, Bianca McKenzie, mum, lover of snow sports, camping, horse riding, and in-demand launch strategist and Facebook advertising knowledge bank.
Hey there, welcome back to the podcast. How are you? There have been so many changes in the world since my last solo episode, and I can just feel the collective relief in some ways and the collective anxiety in others. So even though I'm in Australia, I am so incredibly relieved by the election outcome in the US. I'm also relieved because our COVID cases continue to drop and are stable, at least while I'm recording this. And Australia is a very safe country to live in right now in terms of the pandemic, which can't be said about other parts in the world. And I really, really feel you. After, so many weeks of a super strict lockdown, it is really nice to be able to get back to somewhat of a normal life. But a lot of it has changed as well. So wherever you are in the world, I am sending you strength and love. And I know that we will conquer this as well. It is tough. But let's get on to today's topic. So last week, I had a first in my business. One of my clients' ads accounts was deactivated, shut down. And honestly, I was horrified because I had never had, it had never happened before. And I knew that, we all knew that things were happening across the board at the moment. And I'd heard about more ads getting rejected and in some cases accounts being shut down, but I'd never had it happen. So I want to tell you a little bit more about what happened and what we did to get the account reactivated within an hour. But I also want to give you some tips on protecting your ads accounts and making sure that your ads are getting approved. So as I said, something is going on at Facebook, and although I'm not exactly sure what is going on, I'm hearing more and more about people getting locked out of their accounts or having their ads disapproved. And while Facebook, or kind of like its robots really, are in control of your account, there are a number of precautions you can take to protect your Facebook ads account so that it's less likely that you're going to be booted out of your own page and account. And it's definitely worth protecting because Facebook ads can really improve your business results. And if you're already running ads, you would know that. It's one thing that you cannot rely on. So don't put all your eggs in the one basket. Don't put them all in the Facebook basket. But you kind of want to protect your ads account and your assets. So in this episode, I'm going to share 5 tips for protecting your ads account and so that you can be more mindful of your activities and not have your account suspended, hopefully. So let's dive in right at the top. Number 1 is a privacy policy on your website. So really the first tip is to add a privacy policy to your website if you don't already have one. It isn't just relevant for protecting your Facebook ads and your account. It's literally a must to protect your business. A privacy policy is something that outlays how you will use your readers' information and how they and you are protected by the governing law. So when you're actually running Facebook ads to a landing page or to your website, Facebook will scan your website or the landing page to see if you have a privacy policy. So don't skip this and make sure it's on every single page you advertise on. It is really just a legal requirement as well and a way to protect your business. So make sure that you have a privacy policy on your website. I will put some links in the show notes for places where you can actually purchase privacy policy so that you don't have to start from scratch. Number 2 is to disable pop-ups on your page. And pop-ups are fabulous for collecting email addresses and things like that, but Facebook doesn't necessarily like them. And there's a little bit of a catch-22 because some pop-ups are really effective for growing your list, but when you're running Facebook ads, you might just want to disable them. You can always switch them back on later. Number 3 is to be mindful of your copy. Your copy, including your images, will be the first thing that will capture your audience's eyes. So Facebook wants to make sure that you use copy that is right for your audience, and they generally don't like anything that has a negative tone to it. Facebook is all about the positivity, because after all, it was set up to connect with friends and family. So it is, it's meant to be a positive space. So you want to avoid sentences such as, are you sick and tired? As this refers to, it could refer to health-related issues, even though you might mean something completely different. So try to use positive language, such as, would you like to? Or starting a sentence with, dreaming of, blah, blah, blah. Or avoid negative phrases. Avoid the word Facebook and Instagram unless you put a trademark symbol on it. And just generally be mindful of what you're writing. So a little bit more about copy is that one of the guidelines that is often breached is the one that says that you're not allowed to call people out or discriminate or single them out based on personal attributes and personal behaviors. So generally ads that are rejected contain a lot of you or your. So really addressing people with you and your. For example, if you're a health coach, you might say, are you looking to lose those extra kilos? That is a no-no. Or if you're a relationship coach, your ad may say, are you ready to find your dream partner? Or if you're a money mindset coach, you could say something like, are you ready to make $1 million? Those things are all no-nos. One, it has a lot of you in it. Two, you cannot make promises or sort of false promises. Also, the whole negative spin, they don't like that. So using the pronoun you or your could get picked up by Facebook software, and your ads might get rejected because of the frequent use of it. It's not like you can't use it at all. It's just that you cannot point out personal attributes and things like that, as well as using it too frequently, they'll pick it up. So go through your ads copy and make sure that you're not doing any of these things. So get familiar with the words that Facebook sort of doesn't like, or the phrases they don't like. And they often apply to industries that can be somewhat delicate and touchy. For example, health and wellness, like you don't want to make any false claims in that. You don't want to point out any personal attributes and things like that. Other industries are relationships and sex, making money, alternative medicine. Just make sure that you are across the policies and what is and isn't allowed, and how you are pointing this out in your copy. Number 4 is to make it aligned. So what I mean by that is when you're setting up your ad, make sure that it aligns with your opt-in page or your website, page, wherever you direct them. So your ad must basically reflect what's on your opt-in page or on your landing page, and vice versa. You want to make it very obvious that your ads reflect what they're getting or what they're signing up for. Make sure that your branding is consistent, that your copy reflects what you're offering in the ad, because Facebook doesn't just look at the ads, they also scan your website and your landing pages to make sure that the two match up. So you don't want to say one thing in an ad and then send them to a page that is completely different. Like that would also be wasting your money, but you want to really align it. Like it's almost like you're doing the same thing in the ad as you do on the landing page. And number 5 is to be mindful of your overall activity. Facebook monitors what you do on your pages and in your ads. So if your ads are disapproved a few times, it increases the likelihood of basically being evicted from your account. So be mindful with what you put out there. Read up on and stay current with the advertising policies so that you're just less likely to upset Facebook, because we don't want to upset Facebook. We want to be compliant with their policies. So now that we've talked about what you can do to protect your Facebook ad account and increase the likelihood of your ads being approved, here's what we did to get my client's ads account back up. As soon as the account was disabled, I asked for a review by using Facebook's processes to ask for a review. So basically, when your account is disabled, you can request a review through a button on the ad account. I had never done this before. I'd never seen this. So I literally just followed the steps from what I could see on my client's ad account. It was disabled, and there was a button that says request a review. So that's what I did. I also went to the website facebook.com/business/help and contacted their support team through a chat. So there's a button there that basically says get started, and you can manually do this and talk to an actual person. And they were actually really fast to help. And I basically asked if they could review the case and help reinstate the account because we were unsure why it was taken down. So remember when you do this that you're actually talking to another human. When you are getting on chat, you are talking to a person. It starts off with a bot, but then soon you'll get assigned one of their representatives, and they are an actual person and they will help you. So be kind and tell them how much you actually appreciate their help. And that's what I have always done when I've got in touch with Facebook. So yeah, their support team was really helpful. They were able to review the account and the ads that were rejected, and they reactivated the account. So rather than running ads straight away again, we did a really thorough audit of the website to make sure that the privacy policy was there. We also went through all of the ads to make sure that none of them were violating policies. And here's the thing, sometimes, so they update their policies all the time. Sometimes we have ads rejected, and this is what I've had a few times with clients, ads rejected that ran either years ago or months ago that are not live but have been completed, but they got rejected now. So if Facebook makes updates, your past ads can get rejected. So go in there, make sure that your ad account is always healthy and doesn't have any of these rejected ads. Even if they are old, you want to go back in and update them. Or, in one instance with a client, they ran ads 3 years ago and they were not related to their current business, so we deleted them. So just make sure that everything is always healthy. So at the moment we're still not 100% sure what caused the shutdown and which policy we actually violated, and they didn't really tell me that when I was chatting to Facebook, but we're just being extra cautious and careful with what we put out there. So we've gone through everything and did an audit. In a way, it was actually a good lesson because it made us review every step of the ads process and to see how we can prevent this from happening in the future. And, of course, it's not 100% bulletproof. Facebook is still going to be totally in control, but we want to try to always do the right thing. And we are already doing that. But we want to play nicely with Facebook and just make sure that we've gone through everything and that it doesn't happen in the future. So to wrap up this episode, I'd like to suggest that you give your own ad account, your landing pages and your website a review to make sure that you're compliant with Facebook's ads policies. So find the ad policies, have a really, a good look through them, and then go back through your website. Am I ticking all the boxes? Am I compliant if I'm, going to run ads? And so, that's it for this week's episode. I'm super excited to been sharing this with you, even though it's a little bit of a downer kind of thing. But I was really grateful that we had the ad account back up within an hour and we can still run ads. So if this has happened to you, reach out to Facebook. They are super helpful. At least I've found them to be very helpful. And hopefully you can get your ad account back up as well. So that's it. Thanks so much for joining me in this episode. And if you're ready to take your business to the next level with Facebook and Instagram advertising, make sure you visit newschoolofmarketing.com to download practical free resources, plus subscribe to the podcast and never miss an episode. I can't wait to go on this journey with you. Until next time, take care and market your business every day.